Timta. Abdur kul sha yuat biwasamos patimta. Anukimaku nubu yunat sagar shil maku shil atsakata shil yamasi nawabiyanat. Wahaza kalun hasa hag. Atnedmeya taladin sabed. Greetings, I'm Chief Nanya Shaabu of the Atsakata Nation of Yamasee Moors, plenipotentiary of Earth, and this is now fact number 237. This is on the Yamasa calendar of the 79th year, 10th month, 19th day, also known in Gregorian terms January 1st, 2025 of the Gregorian calendar. This now fact is brought to you all courtesy of the governor of the state of New York. I am so honored to get this email from the governor for the state of New York. Kathy Hochul sent me this at 9:32 a.m., which would be 11:32 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So as you can see here, this is official logo. Chief Nanya, Happy New Year. Throughout our history, New York has led the nation in the fight to create a society where everyone can get ahead. As high costs have hit New Yorkers hard, I've made it my mission to make life more affordable for families across our state. Starting today, there are some major policies going into effect that are going to change New York for the better. Insulin copays are now banned for any New Yorker who is on a state-regulated insurance plan. New York just became the first state in the nation to offer paid prenatal leave, and minimum wage workers in New York are getting a raise. We accomplished a lot in 2024, and we're ready to do even more in 2025 from our proposed inflation reduction checks and fighting smartphones in schools to preparing for the incoming Trump administration. I'm going to continue to fight to make New York more safe and more affordable in 2025 and in the years to come. Ever upward, Governor Kathy Hochul. P.S. If you have a question about how we're working to make life more affordable for New Yorkers or any other topic, you can submit it at ny.gov/askthegov. You may get an answer in a future email or video. So why would the governor of the state of New York on the 1st of January 2025 of the Gregorian calendar send me an email? Obviously, they know something. And for those that may have doubts about that, what we will do is go to proof. This is a confirmation again that they are aware of who I am and who Atsakata Nation of Yamasee Moors is. When we go here, you'll see third meeting social forum 2023. This is at the United Nations in Geneva, Switzerland on UN Web TV. I'm just going to play a little bit of it. And for those that don't know, there's a United Nations in New York and a United Nations in Geneva. So what happens in the UN in Geneva, the UN in New York will get that information. So as within, as without, as above, so below.
He's not in the room?
Yes, I'm here. Greetings.
Oh, yes. Oh.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Please proceed.
Yes, thank you. On behalf of our nation, challenges and risks. One of the challenges for emerging technologies is admitting to a serious software programming error. Black means pale in Old English. Currently, the computer sees hashtag 6 zeros. White is defined by computer programming code as hashtag 6 Fs. White also means a person having origins in any of the original peoples of Europe, the Middle East, or North Africa, as defined by the Center for Disease Control, a CRO, U.S. Department of Education. This programming error must be corrected immediately. The legal maxim is Black has no standing at law. With facial recognition technology biased toward darker skin complexions, human rights abuses will potentially happen by current and emerging technology. Black is not even defined in Black's Law Dictionary. How and who will punish a computer for violating human rights? What is a computer punishment for violating human rights? How will the courts enforce this? Can they enforce punishment against a computer for violation of human rights? Currently, human neurons and human aura energy are being stolen by Wi-Fi body area networks with the full knowledge of government examples, Canada's knowledge of biodivergence happening now. What is the remedy? Tauhat to the Nitiru. Thank you for all participants. Thank you.
Thank you.
So as you can see here, the fact that I am on the thumbnail for the United Nations UN Web TV third meeting social forum, November 3rd, and I also did one for the Human Rights Council, which is on Web TV as well. Why would they pick me? They obviously know who I am. Now we'll move forward to more proof of who I am and who Atsakata Nation of Yamasee Moors is.
The White One.
The trumpets of the Pharaoh Tutankhamun, Lord of the Crowns, King of the South and North, Son of Re.
Plenipotentiary Chief Nanya Shaabu.
Now the copper trumpet. And so, after a silence of over 3,000 years, these two voices out of Egypt's glorious past have gone echoing across the world.
So as you can see, The governor of the state of New York knows, United Nations knows, all my claims are on the blockchain. And now that they're bringing in the new quantum computing system, they're bringing in the new digital financial system. All of my claims are already on the blockchain. They're on Third Web. So Third Web is aware, OpenSea is aware, and a lot of the people who do crypto trading, they are following me on x.com. So they're aware that the statements that I've made, the claims that I've made are currently having an effect, and it's going to affect the financial system, and the financial system is going to have no other alternative but to comply with the claims that I've put out there. Now, moving forward, definition of white is a person having origins in any of the original peoples of Europe, the Middle East, or North Africa. Asian, American Indian or Alaska Native is a person having origins in any of the original peoples of North and South America, including Central America, who we know were the Olmecs, and the Olmecs came from Uganda, and by connection and by joinder, that automatically makes the Ugandans and all the people in Africa white, and who maintains cultural identification to tribal affiliation or community attachment. And it's not the so-called Red Indians, First Nations. They're not the first here in the Western Hemisphere. Now, when we get to the topic of race, the U.S. Census, which connects to the Center for Disease Control and the World Health Organization, they all use the same race and ethnicity definitions. As you can see, you have white, Black or African American, and American Indian. The 1997 OB standards permit the reporting of more than one race, and an individual's response to the race question is based upon self-identification. An individual's response to the race question is based upon self-identification. What is race? U.S. Office of Management and Budget. This is the data as it's collected, is in accordance with those guidelines from the U.S. OMB. And these data are based on self-identification. And this is global. Do not think this is restricted only to the United States corporation. This is worldwide. Like I said, World Health Organization, Center for Disease Control, National Institute of Health, they all use the same race and ethnicity definitions. Now, let me see if I can pull this up here real quick. So we finish this now, fact 237. All right, and right as you see here on, let's see if I can open this image up in a new tab. When you type in the word, zoom in here, it gets fuzzy, then we have to, it's fuzzy, it's too fuzzy. So let's go, there we go. While that's going on, we're gonna type in the word black has no standing at law. Right, and since they've changed things around, you have to click on tools when you do a search. Otherwise, if you don't do it, you won't see the numbers. So we'll click on tools, and that'll tell us 178 million searches. The reality of black has no standing at law is a legal and international fact deliberately covered by those in the legal community. Those who are visually identified as black are automatically discriminated against, and their rights are violated because they have none. And this brings us to here, where Barack Obama said on the Tom Joyner Morning Show, President Obama replies, because Tom greeted Barack by saying it's our first black president of the United States. President Obama replies, Tom, I don't look at myself as the first black president because the word black has no standing at law. His words, not mine. So he told the secret. And Dred Scott decision has not been overturned. So when it comes to changing your race and ethnicity from black to white, I am the one. There's no one else out there that can do it. They're not going to show you how to live white, how to incorporate that mentality, and to have that thought process that will reflect and change and put that positive energy into your life. Being black is not it. Being black is what they call in legal circles the definition of insanity. Furthermore, the word black means pale in Old English. So I'm the one you need to get in touch with, 587-712-0639, or you can email me, kemet19@gmail.com, to change your race and ethnicity. You have to do it because in the future, your whole life is going to depend on it, and being black is going to be synonymous with poverty. And for those out there who were on our webinar and decided to go off and do their own thing, they can't help you how to be white because they themselves can't stand or defend it. No matter how many times they say chashuk gadur or how many times they say white power, when those Draco reptilians step to them, they will cower and go back to being black. And that is the fact, Jack. Now, this Saturday on the Gregorian calendar, I have the open Q&A that I do monthly. So if you're not on the list, you can send an email to @sakataym@gmail.com. As you can see here, I'll zoom in. aspwebinar@protonmail.com or kemet19@gmail.com. And I have some QR codes here you can scan as well, which will give you some connection to my body of work. Or you can call me or text me. I'm on Telegram and WhatsApp, 587-712-0639. No one else can help you to change your race and ethnicity. Not the Black Power people, not the New Age and metaphysical people, not the people doing their voodoo and magic, because they're still stuck on that word black. The moment they change that and disassociate themselves from that, that will put them in tune with nature. They just haven't figured that out yet. And even still, they need a guide. I am the guide. For 18 years, I've been teaching Black people how to change their race and ethnicity to white. And finally, last and certainly not least, so it is imperative that you come on the webinar. You can send an email on how to get on the webinar. And as you do that, this will show you how to be white. This is the only remedy you have. We're in 2025. This is now the international decade. I still haven't seen the resolution. However, we said we know that it's been done, that there will be a second decade for people of African descent. People of African descent are white, and white is a person having origins in any of the original peoples of Europe, the Middle East, or North Africa. This is as per Center for Disease Control, U.S. Department of Education, World Health Organization, etc. So get white and get bright, and you will now have standing at law. One other thing going forward, also for people to know, if you are not on our webinar, if you're not on training, if you're not supporting us in any capacity, we will just be simply removing people now. And I'm only going to deal with those who are like-minded and understand that being white is the key to changing their lives and making their lives better. Not talking about being white as skin color, but white as a designation of your race and ethnicity, which will give you standing at law in this global hierarchy caste system. Khashikadur, white power.